All right. So, as I introduce myself on the page, God will tell on. But before we start anything, I think we should pray first. Yeah. So let's pray. All right. So, Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for such an opportunity to learn something as we're about to learn. Father, we pray that you would guide us, you would be with us, and then you will take us through every step of the way. And at the end of the day, we will give glory and honor into your name. This and many more we ask in Jesus Christ have prayed. Amen. Amen. Okay. All right. Oh,
Amen.
I think someone's background is kitchen. Okay, but now I think it's better. Yeah. So, yeah, the person's one is kitchen again. Is it George? Okay, let's continue. So, MATLAB Bootcamp. So, I'm believing God will sell. Yeah, I'm a teaching assistant. I'm a TA in the chemical engineering department. So, everybody calls me Blues. Yeah, so when you see me on campus, when you see me around, like if you can mention the Blue V, you can mention Godwin, you can mention Selom, like, oh, I'll mind you. And you can also mention Blues. Like, that's also fine with me. I'm fine with it. Okay. So, yeah, what do you guys know about MATLAB, do? Yeah, what do we know about MATLAB? But what do we know about MATLAB? Like first, like, oh, can I get some people sharing with me what they know about MATLAB before I start anything? Hey, oh, I don't want this to be a sermon. Like, nah. Oh, this can people share with me? Okay, I think someone has typed that the chat room. Let me see. Hey. Can you guys hear me? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me clearly. All right, that's fine. Then we can continue.
Yeah.
Okay. So please, what do you know about MATLAB? Like over here, like we are all correct. Like there's no wrong answer, even if it's completely wrong. Say, Charlie, we'll learn the correct one later. So please, what do we know about MATLAB? Please, let's share. Okay. So, oh, someone said, do I mind sharing my slides after the meeting? Oh, I don't mind at all. So computer program for coding. Yeah, that's partly true. Doesn't just do coding. Partly true though. Yes. Yeah. A programming language. So that's fine. Metrics laboratory, perfect. It's a computer software that aids in computation and analysis of data. Okay, that's perfect too. Yeah, that's true. So what else? One last one. One last one. Okay. Yeah, so what you guys said is right. So like all what you guys said are uses of MATLAB. So based on the type of knowledge that you have, then that's what you can do with it. So like this like some big resource. It's a very, very big resource. So it depends on what you know. Then that's what you can use it for. Some people just use it for 2 + 2 = 3. Like this to differentiate, integrate higher stuff and all. Some people also use it to do artificial intelligence, neural network, some of those stuff. Some people also use it to also write complex codes and the rest. Some people also use it to design experiments and everything. They use it to linearize models. So it depends on what you know. Do you understand? Like that's what you can use the MATLAB for. Yeah. So let me move on. So in this course, so we are going to introduce MATLAB, then we'll learn MATLAB basics. So today like this, we are going to look at the basic features and then the built-in functions. That's for today. Then tomorrow we'll go through vectors and matrices and probably symbolic math. So we should take 2 days to finish that one. The numerical methods, we use 1 day to finish that one too. That's differentiation and integration, ODEs. Yeah, some of you are going to second year. Yeah, you learn about differential equation. Yeah, Shakalu. It's a story for another day. Then there's MATLAB graphics, that's plots. So we'll learn how to do 2-dimensional plots, 3-dimensional plots. Then there's polynomials and curve fitting. So we'll also learn how to use polynomials, like how to expand polynomials, how to solve polynomials with MATLAB, and then also curve fitting. So curve fitting is more or less like we have a model and we want to fit a curve onto the model, like some form of a linear regression sort of. Yeah, so that's what we'll do with that. Then finally, we do the programming in MATLAB where we talk about the functions, then the relational and logical operators, then conditional statements. So based on how I group them such that a day we will finish one. So after the class, I think in an hour time, I'll send you some work to go and do. Then we can talk about it in the evening. Like we are all on the page. Like if you find difficulty on it, you can just text. I'll reply you and all. Like I'm available even throughout the night because I watch basketball of late, called playoffs. Yeah. So if you text even at 2 a.m., I'm sure I'll reply you. Like as in, yes, on the page. So we can do all of that on the page too. Yeah. So I'll just take you through the basics. Then I'll give you assignments and tutorials on it. And then do we have people from other courses here so that I know how to do the course? So that if I'm doing it relating to petrochemical and chemical, fine. Okay, let me check the chat. Do we have other courses? Okay, civil. Okay, we have a civil guy here. Okay, then in that case, I have to make it biomedical. Okay, perfect. Statistics, petroleum. Oh, nice. Computer. Okay. Oh, mathematics, great. Okay, so then I'll make it general. So I'll not just make it in relation to chemical engineering, but at some point in time, I'll be very, very biased a little bit because I'm in the chemical engineering department, do mechanical. That's fine. I'll sort all of you out. Everybody's questions will be inside. Thank you very much. So that's it for the course content. So let's start. So when we talk about MATLAB, so what's MATLAB? So as we said, so I'll be switching back and forth. So I'll share my screen a little, then I'll share my slides a little, then I'll share my MATLAB screen to a little. Do we get it? So that we can continue from there, so that we can get what's happening, we can get what's going on. Yeah. So MATLAB is a programming and numeric platform that's developed by MathWorks. So the company that developed MATLAB is called the MathWorks company. Yeah. So you realize that when you download the software or something, you see that, oh, MathWorks by mathworks.inc. That's the company that made it. So MATLAB that you have been talking about and all. So MATLAB stands for Matrix Laboratory. It's just Matrix Laboratory. So everything that we do in MATLAB is based on matrices. Everything that we do in MATLAB is based on matrices, except for the symbolic math. That's why it's called symbolic math, like math of symbols. Do you understand? But for everything else in MATLAB, the toolbox, everything that's being written to operate matrices and vectors. You know, you can manipulate vectors to become matrices. Like vectors are matrices, but not all matrices are vectors. So even vectors are matrices. Do we get it? So let's say vector 1, 2 can be a 2. It can be a 2 by 1 matrix or a 1 by 2 matrix. So you see, so even vectors themselves, they are even matrices. And even scalars too are also matrix. Do we get it? Because it will be a 1 by 1 matrix. It will have only one row, only one column. Do you understand? Then the next thing, please, if you don't understand, you can send some questions in the chat and all, then I'll explain them. So yeah, the software is used by engineers and scientists to perform tasks like manipulation of matrices and arrays. Like that's the basic one in this thing. They used to analyze data. As I said, you have a data, you want to know the regression model, you want to know the coefficient of correlation over there. You want to know how the data correlates, if it's positive correlation, negative correlation. You want to know how it will be translated onto other data. You can use MATLAB. Then we also plot functions and data. Like that's a very interesting part of MATLAB. So most of the functions that Excel, I'm sure after we are done with this course, a lot of you don't like to use Excel to plot your graphs anymore because we realize that Excel is just some child's play. You can do a lot with a MATLAB, and then it can give you smoother curves and all. Yeah. Then development of algorithm. So for development of algorithm, that's where you come to those neural networks and all. And that one, you can just activate it with a MATLAB called NNSTART. So yeah, there are more of it there. Then creation of models. So after the class, somebody should remind me, so I'll send the reference textbooks to the page so that we can all use them together. Yeah. So if anybody gets any reference books too, the person can also share it to the page. We are all learning. Yeah, we are all learning together. We all want to be the better chemical engineers. So creation of, we all want to be better scientists and engineers because there are some other people here. I'm very sorry. So creation of models, solving of mathematical equations. So you can solve partial differential equations, can solve ordinary differential equations. But then for our level, normally engineering school, I don't know about College of Science, but we don't do partial derivatives. We just do ordinary derivatives. Yeah, the numerical computations. So numerical computations like 2 + 3 + 5. Yeah, complex ones. So that's what you can use MATLAB for. So when you want to start MATLAB, how many of us don't have the software? How many of us have the software? How many of us don't have? If you don't have the software, just type in the chat room. I don't have the software. If you have the software, type I have the software in the chat room. Let's go. Oh, nobody's typing. I don't have the software. Oh, okay. I just want to see like what I'm doing. I don't have. Hey, I don't have. It's like I don't have a lot. It's like I don't have a lot of people. Wow. Okay. So most of us don't have the software. So what we can do is that I think our vice president dropped something on the page. He dropped something on the page, and then it was how to connect the MATLAB online. Yeah, so I think if he can drop it again in the chat session so that some of us can actually join from there straight away, it will really help. So that some of us can access the online platform from the Zoom chat. So Joshua, if you are here, kindly drop it at the comment section. Like drop the online mode for the MATLAB setup at the comment section so that some of us can use that one. Yeah, so if you have it on your laptop, all these things are all fallacies, or they are all like they're all pleasantries, status. Yeah, so it can be started by double clicking the icon on the desktop. Yeah, like that's the normal thing. And then also, it can also be started by searching MATLAB on the search button on the text tag on the task bar. Okay, so what I want to demonstrate now is the window something. When you open the window, like the window of the MATLAB. So I think I have to stop sharing myself. I have to stop sharing and open MATLAB. Then I'll continue. Yeah. Can you use MATLAB on your phone? Yes, I forgot. Yeah, you can use MATLAB on your phone. You can use MATLAB on your phone. So you can just go to Play Store, just look for MATLAB, the app, then you can download it. Yeah, you can use MATLAB on your phone. That's also fine. Can do that. Yeah, MATLAB mobile. Thank you very much. Thanks for reminding me though. All right, so he has dropped the link at the chat session. So this is the link to the online environment. So you can check there. So he said when you're asked to create an account, kindly use your student mail. So you can use your student mail to create the account. Yeah. I'm coming in. I want to try and All right, so I hope you can all see my MATLAB screen. Yeah, I've opened a lot of coming. Let me close this one. Let me close this one to close this. Let me just open the view as they. Okay, so you realize that from this my MATLAB screen, I just have just two. I only have like two windows open. Why? Because I've minimized some of the windows. So depending on what I want to do. So let's say today, okay, you let me continue with this one first. Let me continue with the other one. They will understand it better. Okay, so when opened, a 3 standard window can be seen. Then depending on how the layout of the window is executed, it can sometimes be seen as a 4 standard window. Yeah, so depending on how you execute it, it could either be 4 or it could be 3. But I've tempered with mine a lot of times. Like I've just been changing the layout. So today I'll change the layout. Tomorrow I'll change the layout. Like that. So I don't know, but when you reset, when you open it, it's just 3. So let me move on. So when I open my MATLAB, coming. So when I open my MATLAB, so this is how it's like. So there's a command window. So the command window is where you have your computations. That's where you input your 2 + 2, all of that. That's where every computation goes on there. That's the command window. So you have your current folder. So your current folder is a portion that shows where you're operating the MATLAB from, or where you're operating your MATLAB file from. Do you get it? So I have a lot of files there. And details. So details just gives you the file that you've chosen, the details of it. Do we understand? Okay. But details normally the one that is normally not seen is the details, because normally you don't even need it for anything. Some people don't even need the current directory for anything. So that's why mine is normally like a 2-window format. And I've just minimized the rest. Then your workspace. So your workspace shows you the result of each step computed, like it shows you the results of each step that you've computed from the command window. So let's say you do A is equal to 2. If you do it, it will show at your workspace and then it will save it there. B is equal to 4. C is equal to A plus B. It will show everything there. Do we get it? Yeah, so that's what it does. So so you see that for mine, I've minimized my command window. So this is my command window. So I'm coming. Let me close this one. So this is my workspace. So my workspace is as big as this. Good. Then I have my current folder here. So that's my current folder. So when I want the details, I just come here. Then I get my details. So we see I've tempered with mine for a long period of time now. So command window, workspace. Then I want my current folder. But then there's a way you can actually pin it to. Hold on. Yeah, you can just restore everything. Then you minimize this one. So command window. I'm coming. Let me just change the rotation. So move to the right side. So I've moved it to this side. So I want to use my command window. Then I can just restore it back. So my command window has come here again. So you see, I've tempered with it for a long period of time. So it's not stable now. But because I'm actually used to it now, I just open and then, so I just wanted you guys to know some of these things with the MATLAB app. Yeah. Okay, someone sent something to the chat. Let me look. Okay. All right. So that's it. I think we can continue now. Please, do we get what's going on now? Do you understand? Please, do you understand what's going on? Hey, nobody's minding you. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
We didn't
Yes,
hear
we
you.
can
We
hear
didn't
you.
hear you.
Okay, all right, all right. If someone has raised his hand, okay, please, Alex, now, please, you can ask your question. Alex, you can ask your question.
Oh, sorry, it was actually a mistake.
You can go ahead and ask. Or you said, oh, it's fine.
Yes, please. All is fine. It was actually a mistake.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, so the next one. So the command window. So yeah, the command window is where you have all your computations being put across in the MATLAB. When you open your MATLAB, any work you want to do, you do it in the command window unless otherwise. And even that one, we'll get there. That's script file. How to execute a script file. But for now, every work that we'll be doing it at the what? We'll be doing it at the command window. We'll be doing every work at the command window. And then also, when we are using the command window, we'll get to know some stuff that you can write multiple commands. You can separate them using a comma, or you can separate them using semicolons. Yeah, and then there's something called M file, which we would talk about later. All right. So more on the MATLAB window. So for the I'll come back to the command window. Don't worry, the command window today. So I'll come back to it. Don't worry. For now, I just want to go through all the basic features. So there's a help window in MATLAB. So MATLAB, whenever you need help, so MATLAB has a very big resource that if you are doing something and then you are stuck, you can just go to the help session and then you'll be helped. You will just be helped. So normally you come to this part. So let's say I want to type something on. Someone should give me something I can type. Okay, let's see. So let's see how to. I don't know how to find the cross product. So how to find the cross product of two vectors. I just type that. Then I click enter. So when I click enter, documentation will open. Aha. Coming. Okay, let me not use vectors. Let me use matrices rather. I'm not really getting what I want here. Hold on, let me start all over. All right, so you see that they have given you a lot of, so there's one that we can go function by function. Whatever thing that you need, gives you everything there. So you realize that it has a very big resource out there that you could, oh, why have I gone back? So you see that it has a very big resource out there that you can use for you can use to your own benefit. So whenever you are in need, MATLAB, just search for it. It will come. Do you understand? Aha, like it will just be there. So you see everything is there, creating common plots, everything. So you realize that, you see, even the MATLAB app that you are using, like you are just using like some 1% of the app or like 2% of the app, because like there's a lot of things there, like aerospace stuff, signal processing, a lot of stuff. So depending on your knowledge base, you can use it to your advantage. But then if you don't know that, oh, you have all of these things there, you just not know. And then you'll be using analytical methods to do stuff. And that's quite complex too. Yeah. So I think we can move on now. Yeah. Okay, so the help. So we've gone through the help window. Then there's a next one. So there's an editor window. So the editor window, normally what happens at the editor window is that the editor window is just used for writing and editing programs. So we'll get to the programming part. So that one you have so let's say you want to write a program, but then when you write a program, when you try to write it in the command window, what happens is that at every point in time, the command window will be executing, it will be executing the program to the end of the program. We'll get there. But then for a script, what you can do is that you can just write a script. So you can write a short program. And then what the script will do is that you can choose the one that it should execute for you. So let's say I want it to execute, unlike the command window that you are being restricted. For the script, you can tell the script that, oh, I want to edit this. And I realize that for the command window too, you can't edit anything. We'll get there after, let's say I type A is equal to 2 and I press enter. I can't edit. But then for the script, when I type something and I go back 100 lines back, I can still go back and edit it. So that's the advantage of using the script. When some people find the script, they don't use command window again because they do everything in the script and then they run. They do everything in the script and then they run. Yeah. So that's it about scripts. So now let's move to the basic computational activities in MATLAB. But then before we start, I just wanted to explain the workspace something again. All right, so for command window, so let me come back to my command window. What's happening? All right, so my command window. I want to open, okay, my workspace is also open. So for command window, let's say I type 2 plus 3 and I put answer 5. When I want to go back, I can't go back, like go back and go and edit something. Let's say I want to come to 2 plus, I think we can actually try that wherever we are. Like say I type 2 plus 2, then that's 4 and I press enter. I can't go back and go and edit this plus again. You understand? And then whatever work that I do is being saved at the workspace. So you see the workspace answer 4. You see it's there. So that's what the workspace does. It just saves every single thing that you do over there. So let's say A is equal to 2. B is equal to 5. So C is equal to A plus B. Let's put it there. 7. Let's go back there. So you see A is 2. B is 5. C is what? 7. So that's what the workspace does. The workspace basically saves everything that you do at the command window session. So let's say you get lost somewhere. You can just go back to your workspace and then your workspace will just take you back there. So that's what the workspace does. Perfect. All right. So for the basic computational activities in MATLAB, the easiest way to use MATLAB is to just use it as a calculator, as I just did earlier. I just use it as a calculator. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Okay, please, in case we need the app, where can we get it? Oh, you can, so you can see Joshua. So I'll just tag him on the page, then you can see him and get the app from him. Yeah, he has the app and then he can help you install it too. Yeah. So the easiest way to use MATLAB is to use it as a calculator. So you can use it as a calculator. The way I just do some 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. Like those are the basics. Like you can use to do anything arithmetic at all. And then also you can use it by specifying variables, which I'll explain later. So you see there's an addition, there's subtraction, multiplication, exponent. So exponent is just to the power. So let's say A power B. Then there's right division, left division. We'll try some examples here later. There's an example in the slide somewhere. Yeah. So also for the basic computational activity in MATLAB, so MATLAB uses 3 kinds of numbers. So MATLAB uses 3 kinds of numbers. So it uses 3 kinds of numbers. That's integers, real numbers, and what? Complex numbers. So however, so you can also perform complex computations with MATLAB, depending if you know it or not. We'll get to that please too. Then also MATLAB has a way of representing non-numbers, like infinity. Like let's say you do 1/0. It will give you the answer there. So let's try that. So let's try some 1/0. So let's see 1 divided by 0. So you see answer inf. So inf means infinity. Then let's say -1 divided by 0. That's minus inf. And then minus inf means what? It also means infinity again. Do we get it? Aha. So that's what MATLAB can do. It will give you the exact answer. Like it has been programmed for computations. Like just give you the exact answer. Something that probably you might not be able to finish. It will do it. And then you type some 0/0. Not a number. So 0/0 is not a number. 0/0, not a number. Yeah. I say, can I represent a value by I? Good. That's a good question. Can I represent a value by I? We'll get to that part. We'll get to that part. Those are user-defined models. Get it. So any n here means not a number, and then it can be obtained from computations like 0/0. And then we know infinity is like a number, like some number over 0 is infinity. Yeah. So here are some common commands that are used and needed in MATLAB. So CLC. So some people know why I'm laughing. Yeah, so CLC just clears the command window. Then when you type clear, clear also clears the workspace of all variables. So format. So in this case, format is used to format all of the numerical values. So let's say we are doing some computations and then we need our answer to some specific decimal points. We can use format with something else. Then exit. So let's say your keypad is not working. You can just type exit or MATLAB, click enter. MATLAB will be exited. Good. So now for the format commands, there's something called format short and then there's something called format long. So what format short does is that it formats your results within 4 digits after the decimal point. Do you get it? So right now, let's see, I'm coming. Let's go back there. Let's go back to the MATLAB. So let's go back to the MATLAB. So say we have A to be equal to 2 point, blah, blah, blah. Then B is also equal to 5 point, whatever ish. Okay. Now I'm supposed to find C, right? So C is equal to, let's say, A divided by B. So A divided by B. So this is the answer, right? Okay, good. So now, normally, MATLAB gives general answers. Do you understand? But then depending on what I want, if I want long answers, so before I start, so format long. So I start with format long. So format long, C is equal to A divided. So it gives me the long answer. So it gives me the long answer to 15 places of decimal, I believe. Yeah, 15 places of decimal. If you count it very well, you see that it's 15 places of decimal. So MATLAB will give you the answer to 15 places of decimal. Then let's say I want C is equal to, let's say, A left division B. So A left division B. Oh, hold on. So format short. So C is equal to A left division B. So you see 2.1046. Please, do we get what's going on? Do we understand? So that's what MATLAB can do. So it can either give you can format your answers depending on the way you want it. So it says CLC. clears the command window. So let's go back and let's do CLC. So CLC, we've cleared our command window. Clear. We've cleared our workspace. Do you understand? So 2 plus whatever, then CLC. We've cleared it. So that's how. So you see the basics. So we are getting ourselves familiarized with the whole setup, with the whole interface of the MATLAB. Yeah. Okay. Then the next one. So there are other basic formatting commands. That's format short E, format long E, format short J, format long J, format shortened, and then format longed. So the ENG there just stands for engineering format. That's it. The ENG there stands for engineering format. So when we have the notes, we can read through them and all. So for format short E, so let me just read through format short E and format long E. So for format short E, the short scientific notation with 4 digits after the decimal point. Then format long E, long scientific notation with 15 digits after the decimal point for double values and 7 digits after the decimal point for single values. So you realize the difference. So when we have a single value, it will give us a different answer. When we have a 15-digit value, it will give us what? A different answer. So we can also try something like that too in our MATLAB window. So let's start. So normally start with the command format short E. So format short E. So A is equal to 2.68910. Add W. Okay. So you see, when I did format short E straight away, you see how it gave it to me. It gave it to me in scientific notation after what? 4 decimal places. You see, okay. Then B is equal to 3 points. Oh, so C is equal to A to the power B. Let's do A to the power B. So that's what? 4.4088 E to the power what? So when we have E in MATLAB, so let's say we do a computation and then it tells us that we have 2 points. So this one now we have 4.4088 E plus 01. It means 4.4088 times 10 to the power 1. So in MATLAB, when you see E plus 02, it's not the it's not the Euler's number as in the one that you do in math, the E number. It's not that one. No. This is actually different. This means times 10 to the power. That Euler's number is EXP. We'll get there. That's inbuilt functions. Yeah. So you realize that over here. So let's try format long. So format long E. So we do some. Someone's asked a question. So we do some A is equal to. So A is equal to. Okay, the same thing. Then B is equal to.
Hello, yes, yeah.
Okay. So now let's say A to the power B. Oh, negative infinity. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, let's look for some realistic values to just demonstrate this. So let's say C is equal to A to the power. So you see, it gives us 8.08. I think the slide says something. It said 15 digits after what? After the decimal point for double values and 7 digits after the decimal point for what? For single values. Yeah. So I hope we get what's going on now. So when we go, we can just read through the slide and all and go through the Then next one, variables. So variables is a very important part of MATLAB because if you don't specify your variable well, when you get to the part where we are programming, you might be getting error. They'll be getting frustrated. And that's one thing about MATLAB. One thing about MATLAB is like, the more you get error, the more it gives you bang, bang, the more you don't feel like doing it again, or the more you feel very discouraged. So please take key notice of some of these things. So for variable, so when we talk about variable, so variable is just an item that's just assigned to a value in MATLAB. So you see in a MATLAB, when I was saying A is equal to 2, so A is a variable for what? 2. B is equal to 5. B is a variable for what? 5. And then variables could take up to 19 characters long. So somebody could put some variable there that velocity is equal to 40. Density is equal to something. Mass is this. So find density. So density is equal to mass over volume. Enter, compute. You will see that everything will come. Do you get what I'm saying? Aha. Yeah. So now note, once a variable is defined, it can be used in other operations. So you see, when I defined A, if let's say I want to do some other imputation, and then let's see, so let me explain what I mean. Let me explain what I mean by that. Oh, new share. Hey. Okay, perfect. So now CLC. Oh, okay. So CLC. Let me also clear the workspace so that there will be no confusion. All right. So someone should give me some value of A. So let's say A is 21.05. Then B is, let's say B is 34.24. Okay. So now let's say I want C is equal to what? Let's say A divided by B. Enter. So we've gotten our answer. That's e to the power minus 1. So e to the power minus 1 would be what? 10 to the power minus 1. That's 0.617788, whatever that we have. Good. So now let's say we are done with this computation. We've done this computation already. Now we want to do another computation involving, let's say, A or B. Now let's say you see that we've gotten an answer already. D is equal to, so let's say D is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. We have D is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you get what I'm saying? All right, so now we want to use A, but then we've already used it already. Once we have assigned it a variable, once we have assigned that 21.05 as a variable A, we can still use it again. So we can go back and say E is equal to some A over D, or E is equal to left divide A over D. So you see, when we did it, it came back to give us the answers. Do you get what I'm saying? So once you define a variable, MATLAB will go back there and go and pick that variable and then work with it once it's in the command window. So variables are very, very key. Like, you need to specify your variable very, very well. And one thing about variables is that they are case sensitive. Now, in case I'm to type E is equal to, let's say, capital A left divide D. Tell me that unrecognized function of variable capital E. Why? Because I've not specified anything called I've not specified any variable out there called capital A. Do you understand? So these are some basic things. So you have to be very careful. If you just misplace your lower cases and your upper cases, you'll be getting a lot of errors. You'll be getting a lot of unrecognized functions. Try again. Do you mean this? All of that. Just because maybe you are just in a hurry and then you are not taking note of the stuff. You understand? So MATLAB is very, very case sensitive. That's one thing I wanted us to know. Yeah. So now, once a variable is defined, it can be used in other operations and computations. I've explained that. For a variable to be defined, the first thing will be to suggest a name for it. So the names must begin with a letter. May we follow with any combination of letters, digits, and underscore. So somebody could do some name like Godwin underscore 12. Okay, yes, it's a variable. Just that whatever variable that you define, when you are using, you have to go and call that variable back. So meaning if your variable is, so meaning just look for some simple terms to define your variable. So imagine you are programming some serious something big, then you Then you have typed your variable to be Godwin _12. Okay. Now you have to go back and come and type Godwin _12. Okay. You see, like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, dude. So just go with simple terms. But then you now you know what they represent. Yeah. Jeffrey, you've raised your hand. Yeah, Jeffrey, you can ask a question. Jeffrey, go ahead. After defining a variable, can you go back to change or edit it? Good. So that's one thing about the command window. As I said earlier, with the command window, you can't edit anything there. Once you've inputted anything there, you can't edit it. You have to continue with it like that. But then when we do the script file, for the script file, let's say I use a variable like variable AB, but then I realize that now, where I'm going to, there are more variable ABs coming. So I can just go back and then go and edit it. So that's one advantage of using the script file or the command window. You can edit. But then with the command window, once you put in a command and then you press enter, you can't edit it again. You cannot edit the command again. Yeah, that's one thing about it. Okay. Then the next one, MATLAB is case sensitive, which means it differentiates between upper cases and lower cases. That's what I just specified. This means B2 is different from what? Small b2 is different from big B2. Good. Now avoid using the name of an inbuilt MATLAB function. So Isaac Dugan asked the question. So this is where I'll explain his question. So it was like, can I represent a value by I? You can do that, but it will get to a point in time. Okay, MATLAB also sees complex number as G, too, but I haven't tried that to do. But it's just not wise that you represent something with I in MATLAB. Yeah, it wouldn't, I don't know. I've not tried it though, but I is an inbuilt function in MATLAB. So let's say I do some computation and then I get some answer, which is involving complex numbers. MATLAB will give it to me as 1 plus something I. So are you trying to tell MATLAB like that's a like is it a complex number or something? Aha, that's the whole thing. Yeah. Then next one, there are several predefined variables which can be used at any time in the same manner as user-defined variables. So variables like answer, pi, ESPSJ, J is also what? J is also a complex number. Those are predefined variables and they can be used anytime as like anytime at all. You can just call them. Yeah. So let's move on. So creating a variable. So let's do this small example. So wherever you are, you can just try this example. So let's try it together. Let's try it together. Can someone take a picture of it and then be telling me the value, because I would like to switch to MATLAB. So can someone just take a quick picture and then so that I can. Please, are we done taking the picture of it? All right. So let me open my MATLAB now. So let me do CS. So please, what's A?
All right.
Please, what's A? Can someone just unmute and tell me what A is?
15.62.
15.62. Thank you. So 15.62. Then what's B?
Minus 7.08.
Minus 7.08. All right. So you see that in MATLAB, when I press enter, it just comes to give me the whole, it repeats the whole thing again. So I know it's very annoying. So some of us would like to stop it. So if you like to stop it, just put a semicolon there. And then you press enter. You see it doesn't repeat it. But then when I do B is equal to, let's say negative 7.08, and I press enter, it comes again. But then when I put the semicolon there, it doesn't come again. Do you understand? Yeah, so what the semicolon does is that the semicolon just suppresses the output. So it just suppresses the output. Yeah. So A is what? 15.62, right? Then B,
Yeah.
B is what? Negative that. Okay. C?
6.25.
C is 6.25.
Yeah.
D?
0.5. Bracket
Zero-
open.
0.5 bracket open.
AB minus C. Bracket close.
AB minus what? C, right?
Bracket close. Yeah.
Okay. Enter. Good. So now you see that invalid expression when calling it. So I wanted this to happen when calling a function or indexing a variable using parentheses. Otherwise, check for mismatched delimiters. So one thing about MATLAB is that you see MATLAB doesn't like the way it has been programmed. When you have something like, you know, in math, when we have A open brackets B plus C, we know that A is multiplying what? A is multiplying B and A is also multiplying C. But then in MATLAB, it doesn't happen that way. So meaning you have to do 0.5 times open brackets as it has placed there. Do you mean 0.5 times open brackets AB minus C? Do you understand? And even now, there's still a problem with it. So let me just put yes. So let me just press enter. So you see, unrecognized function of variable AB. Another thing, don't also assume that AB, MATLAB will assume it as what? A times B. No, it will assume A times B as a variable because we spoke about the fact that what? Variables are what? Variables are words. They can be what? They can be from, they can hold as far as 19 letters. Do you get what's going on? So MATLAB cannot multiply. And then it can also assume that, oh, maybe you forgot to do what? You forgot to put a variable there. So it will just not execute it for you. Do you get it? So it's just a recognized function of variable. So meaning it doesn't know if it's to multiply or it doesn't know if it's a variable. Do you get it? So in that case, if you want to rewrite this thing the correct way, it will be D is equal to 0.5 times open brackets A times B. You have to put the A times B there. You know, you have to put it in a bracket. So meaning, let me go and put another bracket here. Minus what? Minus C. Do we get it? So now, A times B is in one bracket, minus C. Then we place it in a bracket. Do you understand? So that's D. Then enter. Then in that case, the answer will come. Please, do we get it? Please, do we understand? Do you understand?
What will happen if you don't put the A and B in a bracket?
It will still do it. Okay, so yeah, so MATLAB works based on board mass. Do you understand? It works based on board mass, bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and what? Subtraction. So it will assume that what? You want to perform what? You want to perform you have to perform the multiplication first. It will not assume, it will go with standard principles all over the world that you want to multiply first before you what? Subtract. So let's do it. So D is equal to what? 0.5 star what? Star open bracket A star B minus C. So you see the same answer. Do you get it? So if you are very conversant with your board mass, you can neglect your brackets. But if you are not conversant with your board mass, because whatever you feed MATLAB, garbage in, that's what it will feed you. Wait. So garbage in, garbage out. So if you write it anyhow, it also give you answer anyhow. Like anyhow answer. Like the answer that's like the command that you've placed in. That's the command that it executes for you. Do you get it? Maybe you might not mean that, but it has just executed what you imputed in. Okay. Please, I hope we get that. I hope we get that. All right. So now we have gotten our D. We have A, we have B, we have C, we have D. So what's the first question? So the first question, we should find what? Please, the first one said we should find what? We should evaluate. Oh, please, what did you say we should evaluate?
Evaluate one X.
Evaluate what?
X equal to
Evaluate X equals to, okay, X equals to,
open bracket A plus AB.
A plus AB. Okay, so AB
Yeah,
there means, okay, you don't worry, go on. A plus AB,
open bracket again.
Open bracket again.
Yeah, A plus D.
A plus what?
D.
D, right? Okay. Then
Yeah,
what else?
close bracket.
Close bracket.
Another close bracket.
Another close bracket.
Yeah, divided by C.
Divided by C. The brackets are not consistent.
There are two open brackets, two close brackets.
Two open brackets and two close brackets. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Good. So now in this case, you know that if you press enter, it will give you error because of the AD. And then the bracket here, so you have to multiply. So it means that what? We are multiplying A times B together. Then after we are done multiplying A times B, then use that one to also multiply A plus what? A plus D. Aha. So we've closed that bracket. And please, you have to be very, very, yes. So now we have to close that bracket again. Now this bracket is for the last one. Okay, I'm coming in. Okay. Hold on. Let me clear this bracket. Okay. Let me not get confused. Okay. Okay. So distance, that's fine. Then this one. When you click enter, so we've gotten our answer. You get it. So A plus AB times that divided by what? C. So you have to take your time with the brackets too. So imagine I remove one bracket. Let me just copy everything. Let me just copy everything. I don't like this thing. Okay, let me leave one bracket. Good. So now X is equal to this. So let's say I forgot one bracket because maybe when I was doing the work, I was in a hurry. So you see, it will give me invalid expression. So for every bracket you open, you have to close the bracket. For every bracket you open, you have to close the bracket, or else MATLAB will not be able to compute it for you. Yeah. So our next one was what? Y is equal to what? Y is equal to, what's the next expression? Y is, hey, PC running low. Please, I'm coming here. PC running low. Yeah, please, what's the next one? Y is equal to? Please, what's the next expression? Y is equal to?
Open bracket.
Open bracket.
AD.
Come again.
AD.
AT or AD?
AD. AD.
Okay, AD.
Yeah, divided by 20A.
Divided by 20A.
Close bracket. Plus.
Plus.
Open bracket.
Open bracket.
CD.
CD.
Yeah. Divided by 30B.
Divided by 30B. Okay.
B, yeah.
Okay.
Close bracket.
Close bracket. Is that all?
Yes, please.
Okay. So now you see that AD. We know AD is what? A times what? D. We know we want to put that as MATLAB as A times D. So, and then 20A. 20A is 20 times A, right? Good. Now for every bracket open, I say what you do? You close that bracket. Perfect. Then now CD. So C is what? A times what? A times D. Because it's not a variable. Then 30D. That's 30 times what? 30 times B. So for every bracket you open, you close it. Then enter. You see, we've gotten our answer there. Please, do we get it? Please, do we understand?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. So we can continue now. Okay. So we did all of that, you know. Yeah, I'm coming. Did I get a different answer? Hold on. Did I get a different answer? Let me check. How did I input the X the first time? I'm coming. So you see, when I was praying the notes, when you do something different, or you get another different answer. So meaning if you're not careful, okay, yeah, my D was right. So the Y coming. Okay, 8 times B. Okay. Then I get it now. I think when we're inputting here, we did 8 times D somewhere. Yeah, So instead of A plus B, I came to do A. Instead of A plus B, I wrote here A plus D. So if someone was asking, once you're using the, that's it. All right. Next one. So basic functions in MATLAB. So I explained the first one already, semicolon. So semicolon is used in suppressing the output of a command. So let's say A is equal to 2. You see that A is equal to 2 will come again. It feels so some way. So what MATLAB will do is that MATLAB, when you put the semicolon, the A is equal to 2 semicolon, it just suppresses it. So you tell MATLAB that you don't want to see the output. So now, if several commands are typed on the same line, they can be separated by what? Commas or semicolon. So when you use a comma instead of a semicolon, all output to be shown. However, if you use a semicolon, if a semicolon is used, none of them will be displayed. So let's try that. It feels like today we are doing baby stuff. Don't worry, time will come. We'll do adult things. So C is equal to 4. Then D is equal to 5. Then comma, enter. So you see, everything comes. So when I do A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, B is equal to 4, D is equal to 5. So you see, it suppresses everything for me. Then another thing. So another thing is that the percentage is also used to indicate a comment. So what it does is that MATLAB ignores any command that comes after percentage. So we can also try that. So we can also try that too. We can also try the percentage something. So new share. Let's say, okay, let's just copy everything. So let's say percentage A is equal to 2, B is equal to 2. Let's just see, comma C is equal to 2, 3. Then you press enter. Nothing happens. So that's what. So normally percentage I just used to comment. So let's say you are programming something that you don't want to forget. So what it does is that you can just put a percentage sign there. So let's say you are starting. So A, comma B, comma C are all values of let's say some pipeline measures. That's you are starting this week. Good. So now A is equal to 2. So that when you come back to go over the script, you know that, oh, A, B, and C were some pipeline measures. Or you can just write, this is something that, like, just a comment, like how you would remember the whole thing. Yeah. All right. Please, I'm coming in.
Hello. Good afternoon. By God's grace. Yes, I'm better now.
All right. Then the next one. So this is just an example.
Now it's gone beyond that. I don't know why.
So all the variables here are displayed in the command window right after the execution. Then over here, without semicolon, this is what we have. Do you get it?
he said he was speaking to the senior house master. They would get
So the comments to.
then after. But
Okay, so
when they came, he said they are getting the form 3 settled. When they settle, then
let's continue then. So there are other basic, okay, so someone asked the question though. So the person was like, if percentage sign is used to comment in MATLAB, then which sign is used for modulus? Okay, there are some other inbuilt functions there, which I just took out. So I'll check through and see which sign is used for modulus, but I've never worked with something with modulus, because I don't really know the actual not sign per se, like the actual function for modulus, yeah. But then we check through. So there are other features in MATLAB called the diary command. So the diary command, what the diary command does here is that diary just helps you, like it just helps you see if, like the work that you have done. So I was shocked how come nobody was asking me that. So all this work that you are doing, how would you save it? Like I was just shocked. So that's what the diary command does. So like, let's say you're about to start something, like you're about to start something for the day. So what you do is that you just type, so you start. So if you want to start with whatever, if you want to switch on your diary, you just type to switch on diary, then switch off to switch off your diary, then to type file name by recollecting the diary that you've already typed. So this can be done by issuing the command diary and the name of the file. So I wanted to finish before I asked that. Oh, okay. Ish, there's some serious people out there. So like diary, so diary Godwin, I'm coming. If I have to change this one. I have to change my users. Great. So diary, MATLAB, Bootcamp, day 1. Enter. Do you get it? So I've already started my diary. And then you realize that once you are done starting the diary, or you're done turning on the diary, this is what happens. You realize that it just forms a file over here quickly. Like a file is just formed over there quickly. Yeah. So that's what happens with the diary. Please, can anyone hear what I'm saying? Hey, please, can you guys hear what I'm saying? Please, can you guys hear what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you. So I've created my diary MATLAB Bootcamp B1. So I've created my diary. So whatever thing that I want to do in it. So let's say A is equal to 5. Let me use small letters. Let me not confuse myself. Then B is equal to 10. Then C is equal to 25. D is equal to 325.479. Why didn't I close that one? It's not anything. So I want E. So E is equal to A plus B minus d, let's say d to the power. So this is how we do power, d to the power c. Do you get it? So I've gotten an answer. This answer there is big. So I've gotten an answer. Then I'll just do diary of. So when I do diary of, it means that what? I have turned off the diary. Do you get what I'm saying? So now when I want the stuff that I've already, I want the stuff that I want the stuff that I've actually computed or executed here. All I just do is I just come to MATLAB. I'm coming. MATLAB boots. Okay, then I think I have to add a diary to it. Oh, what's going on? Wait, did I do a different thing? The boot was 2. It was double. That's why. Enter. Off. Okay. Maybe I'm sure I've mixed up something somewhere. Wait. Hold on. Off. What's happening? Okay. You will get there. What's the power fluctuating? Okay. All right. So diary class example. Then we are done with this. So diary of. Okay, type class. Okay. So I'm supposed to add a type there. So I'm coming. So type good. So you see, when I type MATLAB Bootcamp Day 1, you realize that everything that we did initially, it just came. Like every single computation that we did. A is equal to 5, B is equal to 10, C is equal to that. Everything just came. And then AV came to add all these ones to it, diary of this until this very one. Yeah, so that's how we can save the file. So does it have an automatic autosave, especially when you're writing a long code and you don't want to lose your work done? Again, can it auto recover if you don't save? Yeah, you can auto recover. So you can auto recover in the sense that when you come here, you just, I'm coming. So when you come to the f of x, when it comes to the f of x, like let's say, even if you clear your window and then you come to the f of x side, just your arrow key, move your arrow key, I think, to the top. So when you move your arrow key, like the top one, you can see all the stuff that you've done for the day. You can go through all of them. I hope you can see it. See that everything that we did, CLC, we executed them. And no, but then just that, yeah, everything is there. So just that you have to call them back one by one. Like you have to call them back one by one. And that's a lot of work. So that's why, so just to prevent this thing from happening, because you see, it just calls the particular command. It doesn't call all of the work that you have done. It just calls the particular command. Do you understand? Or the particular input that you've placed in. So on that note, does this have undo function? Nah, it doesn't have undo function. MATLAB doesn't have undo function. So that's why you just do the diary. So diary, whatever. Then when you're done, diary off. Then you've turned off your diary. Do you get it? So even if you turn off your diary at your current folder part, you can see it. Then you just open it. Everything just comes back. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, I think we can continue from there. All right. So Built-in MATLAB functions. Okay, good. So Ima, you can address your question here.
Sorry,
Oh.
sorry to interrupt. I
Feel
raised
free.
up my hand.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see. Oh, feel free, Kra.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And we are really following. I mean, thank you for what you've done so far. Yeah, my question is from the previous thing you typed in the command window. If you can go back, please.
To the command window.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm coming. Yes, please.
All right. Yeah, so you see that we typed in diary off.
Yeah.
Right. So supposedly the MATLAB bootcamp day one and all the errors we made, I was thinking shouldn't come back after we called the diary name. All right, the type MATLAB boot.
So do you know why it
So I
came
was
back
wondering
again?
why.
So you're asking why they came back again, right?
Yes, I'm wondering why.
So you see, they came back again because I came to type diary MATLAB bootcamp day one again. Did you see that? After the diary off, have you seen that? I came to type it again. And then within that time, I done some work there. Have you seen it? Have you seen what I've highlighted?
Okay.
You have seen it. So you see that up
Yes.
to that point, realize that up to that point, it doesn't come again. So you realize that when I type MATLAB bootcamp day one, then everything else just comes. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Not really.
You don't really get it.
Maybe
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that after I type my diary off, do you understand? It has stopped recording. But then I came to type diary MATLAB bootcamp day one again. Do you get it? So meaning it's going to record. It's going to record.
Okay, I thought that was a mistake. We made a mistake in there.
Okay, so let me highlight this one. For this place is a mistake. So you realize that for that place, it didn't come. But I realized that for the one under it, MATLAB diary,
Okay.
have you seen that it came?
Yes.
Have you seen? So it means that it's even though you are done, like you've turned off your diary, and then you go and turn it on again, continue some work. When you come and type, let's see, the name of the diary file, it will bring back all the works that you have done under that file. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yes.
With the error too.
Yeah, with the
error information.
Yeah, the error information will come. The error information will come. Yeah. And I also want to show you guys one thing. So if let's say you want to share your command window with someone, you can just come here and then you just click print. So when you click print, then Microsoft print to PDF. Okay. Then so however you want to save it. So like let's say D1. So when you save it as D1, it has done what? It has been converted to a PDF for you. Then you can share the whole command window with somebody else on WhatsApp. Do you understand what's going on?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. So built-in MATLAB functions. So there are numerous built-in MATLAB functions, like in MATLAB, that helps you in the command window directly or in your script file. Good. So if you want to execute this function, so what you do is that you just type the name of the function and then you enter the argument that you want to do. So somebody has raised up their hand again. Please, where did you type the print? Sorry, I didn't see it being done. Okay, I'll go back to it after I'm done with this side. I'll go back to it. All right. So functions can take numbers, assign values, and variables. All right. So for the built-in MATLAB functions, they can be grouped into various sections. So they can be grouped into scalar functions, vector functions, and then matrix functions. We would execute some of them. So certain MATLAB functions are essentially used on scalars, but operate element-wise when they are being applied to a metric. So we'll do element by element operations in our next class. That's tomorrow. Yeah, so a table just gives like the built-in functions that MATLAB has. So MATLAB can do sine, can do cos inverse, sine inverse, tan inverse, exponential, natural logarithm, absolute, square root, remainder, round towards the nearest integer, So floor means run towards the negative infinity. Then cell, run towards the positive infinity. Then the next one. So the next one, so the matrix functions. So for matrix functions, they can be grouped into two categories. So now the first one is the matrix building functions. So those are I, zeros, ones, diagonal, upper triangular matrix, lower triangular matrix, randomly generated matrix. So yeah, these are all functions. And then the second one, so the second category, so these are like secondary ones. Like you can, these are secondary ones like size, determinant, inverse, rank, reduce, row, echelon form. I'm sure engineers are happy. Some engineers are happy. Finally, I don't have to solve some of those things again. I give values and I give vectors, characteristic polynomial, norm of a matrix, condition number, LU factorization, QR factorization, Koleski decomposition. So those of you going to do numerical methods next semester, numerical methods, the third years, yeah, what's going to happen is that you are going to make use of like this LU, QR factorization, Koleski, the Gaussian elimination, all of them. Like you can use MATLAB to do them. Then the vector functions. So for the vector functions, we have max, min, length, sort out, sum, product, median, mean, and then what? Standard deviation. So these are all functions. So that's all for today, do. But as in when and where we get to, we would use one of them. Good. So let's try something. So let's try something, do. So let's go back. So I've already inputted A and B there, right? So let's do tan open bracket A. So you see tan open bracket A, and then what happens is that when I do tan open bracket A, it gives me the answer in terms of radians. It assumes 5. It gives me the answer in radians. But then if I want it in degrees, that's tan D of A. So there, this is the answer that it will give me in degrees. Do we get it? So you see, so don't get yourself confused. If you want your answer in degrees, you add a D. So cos D. If you want your answer in radians, cos A. To give your answer in terms of radians and then to give your answer in terms of degree. Somebody say I could also type cos 66.5. The answer will come. So if you want to use the inbuilt function, you just have to get the argument well, then you use them. But then for the matrices inbuilt functions, we'll go through them next week. And then as time goes on, we'll be using all the inbuilt functions. We'll be fine with them. And please, is there any question? Is there any question for me? Is there any question for me? And please, I have to take some attendance. So yeah, let me take the attendance before we go. So, is there any question for me? So whilst I take the attendance, if you have any question, you could ask. Okay.
I have a question.
What's the question?
You see when you open.
Sorry.
When you went.
Please hold on. I'm not the one supposed to take the attendance though. So kindly just input your email and then your full name there. That's all. Just check the chat session. Input your email and your full name. When you come for the classes, you get a certificate. So kindly do that. Yeah. Okay. Please, who was asking? Is it Vera? Yeah. Please ask your questions. Please ask.
You see the part that you were explaining to the other guy about the diary, error thing.
Yeah.
You see, when you made the error, when you called the diary function again and then the error appeared, you didn't call the diary off. So does it mean that anything that was appearing under it, like when you called it back, anything that was appearing under it, when you call the diary again, everything is going to come? Do you get my question?
I don't really get to do. Okay, let me go to this one that you asked. Let me share the screen that you can ask, then I can get it. All right, go on. You're saying something.
You see, like, when you call the diary function and then the error came.
Okay,
you didn't call the, but it came to like, no, and no, the other side.
Type MATLAB what?
The one on top of it. The one on top of it.
Oh, the one on top of it. The highlighted one right now. Okay.
Yeah. You see, when you call the error, it's like when you called back the diary function by the type this thing, it all came back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you did when you did that, like when you type the diary function, it was recording. You didn't write diary off.
Yeah.
Like before you. So does it mean that as you've typed this thing, everything is going to add up? I
It
don't
should
know if
add
you
up.
get it.
I get what you're saying. It should add up. I'm coming. Let's try it again. It should add up. That's the beauty of some of these things. So you see, it has added up. Once you don't off the diary, everything will add up. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Once you don't
I've seen
diary, everything will add up. Everything will add up. Oh, please let's input our email and then the name. Please let's input our emails and our names.
I think Caleb has dropped the link.
Come again.
I think Caleb has dropped a link.
Yeah, he has dropped the link. Yeah, so let's do that. Yeah. Then any other question? I think there was a Zoom user who raised this hand up. Yeah, Zoom user, go ahead. Zoom user. Zoom user, go ahead. So someone asked about the inbuilt function of modulus. Let me just search for that. Zoom user, go ahead. You can ask your question.
I'm the Zoom user.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, yeah. So the what's the name? The person who asked the modulus question. Yeah, so it's just mode open brackets x comma y. Yeah, mode open bracket x comma y. Like the more you use MATLAB, like the more you find inbuilt functions. Like there's some functions that are there. You will see them and you might not even know how to use them. So they're like the more you use MATLAB, the more you find it like inbuilt functions. Like I've been using MATLAB for like the past year now. I didn't know there was something called modulus. Today somebody has just asked me. So you see, can I go over the print feature again? Yes, let me go over the print feature again. Let me go over it again. Let me go over it again. All right. So now I want to print. So if I want to print, you see the command window. There is a button here. There's a down button at the blue side. That's the title bar of the command window. Just click on it. When you click on it, you see Control P. Okay, or you can just do Control P. That's all. Just do Control P. You're good to go. So Control P of the command window. Then name Microsoft Print to PDF. Okay. So okay. So file name. So what's the file name? So D1 Bootcamp. So when I save it, let's say I want to open, I'm coming. Let me open the files that I've saved right now. Let me open them. Then you will see how they look like. All right. New share. Okay. So you can see the boot one, the one boot one is there, right? So when I open, so this is how it looks like. Let me push this one down. So when I open it, this is how it looks like. So it just comes like this. So you can share it with your friends and all. You don't need to be taking pictures and then passing them around. Just Control P, then the person can just see everything from there. Yeah. I hope you are fine. Jerry. Yeah, Jerry, you can ask your question. Jerry, you can ask your question. Does MATLAB do more than? Yes, MATLAB does more than just executing functions. It does more than that. Hey, that's more than that. Hey, oh, you're not here from the beginning. Or you can use to create algorithms and all. Like, oh, you're not here from the beginning. That's why you're asking this. Say, please, how do we save the work? I was disconnected. Oh, let me go over it one more time. Go over it one more time. That's more than that. Charlie. I'm even still learning myself. I'm even still learning the MATLAB. Oh, please sharing and stop. Oh, I've closed the screen. So I said you just do Control P. Okay, I'm coming. Yeah, so you just do Control P. So when you do it, then you click OK. When you click OK, the folder that you want to save the MATLAB, just type the name there. So let's say D1 camp. Then enter. That's all. It just saves. You are done saving. Do you get it? Aha. Please, can we continue?
Bluey.
Yes,
If you want your answer in degrees, you see MATLAB gives your answer in radians. So if you want it in degrees, what do you do?
That's why I said that you add the D to the trigonometric function. So cos D, tan D, sine D. Oh, it was in the slide though. Why were you disconnected at that point?
I think.
Come again. So I said it like, okay, it's even here, sine D. So sine of the angle X in degrees, sine X, sine of the angle X in radians. Yeah. So that's what it does. Any other question?
Yeah, Bluey.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Please, with the Control P, does this save it as a PDF?
Yeah, it saves as a PDF.
Okay, so in case you want to save it in an editable form, such that when such that you can come back to it
To edit
probably
it.
continue. Yes, how would you go about that?
Wait. So that's one
Do you get my
limitation.
question?
I get your question. So that's one limitation about using the command window. Command window, once you are done with whatever you are doing, you can't really edit it again. Even with the even with the you can't edit again, even with the diary. You realize that for the diary, when we'll get the slides. Actually, you can just text on the page that, please, the reference material, the slides. I'll just send them. Yeah. So you realize that even for the diary, what happens is that you can't go back and edit, but then you can go back and adapt to what you've done already. That's one thing about the command window, which is very limiting. But then for the script file,
yeah, that's what I actually meant, like adding something to it.
Yeah, you can add. You can go back and add more stuff. Just do diary, then you type the name, then just continue.
Okay.
It will add up. Automatically.
Okay, sure.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Anything else? Anything else? Please, anything else? How do we get the app? So there's a guy on the page called Joshua. So you can talk to him and then you will see what you can do from there. I'm sure by this time they have zipped it somewhere. So you can go and download it and then their installation steps and all. And you can do that. Yeah. Please, anything else? How do we locate the MATLAB diary? So to locate the MATLAB diary, so for the diaries are the help, the libraries are the help side. Do you get what I'm saying? It's at the help side. So whatever thing that you need, you get all from there. Do you get it? So the documentation side, all of them, you get it there. Yeah. Is anything else? Okay, if there's nothing else, it's 3 o'clock. Today we spent 1 hour 40 minutes, I think. Like, thank you guys for showing up. I think averagely we are around 45 people. Like, it's a very good place to start from. So tomorrow I'll see you guys, same time, 1 p.m. Yeah, tomorrow we'll go through vectors and matrices. Yeah, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate this one, like showing up for me. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, God bless you guys too. God bless you too. But before we go, let's pray. Yeah, our Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for such an opportunity to learn the basic features and inbuilt functions of MATLAB. Father, we just pray that we'll get the energy to continue with this journey that we've started. May we not lose energy, increase our capacity for it in every step of the way. Father, we'll get serious with this thing. This and many more we ask in Jesus Christ have prayed. Amen. Amen. How will we get the recorded lecture? Okay, I've recorded a lecture, so I don't know. I think I should send it to them so that they would get it for you guys. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be ending the meeting soon. Yeah. Okay, so I'm ending the meeting now since we don't have any questions here. Thank you all so much.